Hey everyone, I wanted to make a quick video on this, and that is I highly recommend this. Is something I've been doing myself. So I'm sure if you're out scanning or this for the Amazon sellers, you're using some type of software that is very common. It's at least a calculator and usually gives you other metrics. SellerAmp is one for online arbitrage. There's SellerAmp for in-store. There's all kinds of different I think Inventory Lab has one. So the point is, what was commonly used across the board was 50 cents a pound to ship in. With all these new fees, I've done myself, is raised to $1 to $1.25. So there's a great podcast out. He is a $13 million RA seller, and he does clothing, which again, I think I've raised my concerns with clothing due to the high return rate. But I've started to use this myself, is raising your minimum price targets, raising your minimum profit range, so your ROI. I've switched mine from 50% to 100% ROI to deal with the returns. I've also switched it again to $1.25 shipment fee, and really just going for these much higher return items because I was getting crushed with the returns. And you have to again assume you can actually go through Amazon on your account page. They have items, I think the category returns. So like women's shoes is 16% returns, men's are 15%. So if you're buying these types of items, they are still profitable to sell, but you have to adjust for that. And he really went through the metrics, and he was able to scale through like I said, 13 million a year in sales, and they were through using these metrics. He went through them, but one was like, I think $10 profit on each pair of clothing, $15 profit on every pair of shoes, and I think it was like 100 or 200% ROI. Now he was sourcing a ton of like outlets and Marshalls and TJ Maxx, but you get the idea. So if you're doing OA, like I said, I really recommend. Now you could still keep lower ROIs. This is recommended for apparel or some type of other maybe like Funko Pops category, something that could have high returns. Remember, they are to be sold mint, so any little damage in shipment, you're likely to have a return. These are collectibles. I'm talking about Funko Pops. But if something doesn't have a return, I'll take much lower ROI, especially if it's steady and it's a fast seller. So I might take 30%. You know what I mean? I might try to make $6, $5 on something that sells for 20. So those type of things, but then you don't have to deal with the returns. So that's something to think about. I highly recommend. He was on the Buy Box Bands podcast, and I forget the name, but it's something in the title. And he was on Chris Grant's Q&A Amazon, and he really went through the metrics of how he ran a warehouse. But again, dealing with these new fees, the easiest way is to, when you go in the software, go to the settings and raise the shipping amount, and then you can also raise the metrics that for the calculation. So raise your ROI to 100% or whatever you want to do, and minimum profit. So like I said, sometimes also I do recommend you may want to set it a little bit lower. Like if you want $10, set it at $8, because it also can give you some things that you want to investigate further. I always kind of recommended that because you might find something at $8, but the reason it triggers $8, I find, is one person, like this is just an example, one person is selling it for $20, then the next is like $28. So the one at 20 is going to sell out right away. If you see like 10 at $20, you may not want to purchase the item. But if you see one person there and they're like a new seller, the likelihood is they're going to sell out really quick, and people aren't chasing that price. So that's something to keep in mind. Like I said, the end of this video is basically raise those prices, raise those minimums. Let's raise those profits in your business. Everybody have an amazing day. See ya. Bye.